If you think about the second order effects of AI, and we're of the belief that we're going to start to see a lot more of these compound startups.
That's Akhil Reddy. He's the founder of Thera, a YC-backed fintech startup, making the case that the era of needing 12 financial apps is ending. It's the end of the month. Your finance person is exporting a CSV from Gusto, copying the data into QuickBooks, logging into Brex to reconcile the card spend, pulling the Expensify report separately, cross-referencing the Stripe payout against whatever your contractor invoiced you for in deal. These platforms can integrate, but they don't really talk to each other. Every platform is effectively its own silo. And whoever's got the financial range of your business is doing more data entry between systems that will never connect than actual financial work. If you're running a company and paying people in multiple countries, you already know exactly what I'm talking about. The last decade gave us best-in-class tools for each individual workflow and accidentally created a whole coordination problem that no one signed up for. So congrats, unbundling one. And then it created this whole new mess. Maybe it's time someone like Akhil came around to clean it up. Point solutions won for a real reason. Vertical integration was an engineering nightmare. If you wanted payroll and banking in one place, you were asking a single vendor to be best in class at two completely different technical problems at the same time. Most companies couldn't do it, so the market went to specialists. AI changed that. Building vertically integrated solutions is no longer the decade-long infrastructure project that it used to be. The primitives exist. So the question is, who builds it first and for whom?
We are not making the claim that in the future, we're going to be right for every single company. I think a lot of the existing solutions today are focused on mid-market enterprise, which is leaving this large hole for SMBs. The analogy I always use is everyone is building Salesforce in the space, but no one is building HubSpot.
He might be onto something there. Deal, Rippling, and Gusto are all going up market. They're chasing the same enterprise compliance budget and leaving SMBs with tools that are either too expensive, too complex, or built around a compliance checkbox rather than how a real business actually moves money. Thera is Akhil's answer to fill in that blank space. Before we get into the product, there's a framework that's worth understanding because it's one of the most interesting ideas in software right now. It's called the compound startup.
The term was coined by Parker Conrad, Rippling founder. He basically says that there was a point in time in software development when you had to pick a point solution and be best in class for that one solution. Now there's this opportunity where the alpha lies is in actually building these compound startups, which are attacking multiple point solutions at once.
Parker's version, Rippling, is now a massive company built on tight integration. Every module connects to every other module. And that's powerful. It's also why Rippling is complex to implement and priced for companies with a full IT department. Akhil took that same thesis and applied it to a different design philosophy.
Parker's definition of it is more so that the integration is the product. We have a unique kind of twist on it where we see ourselves more as an ecosystem where it's not tightly integrated. They're far more siloed.
Siloed by design. You can use one piece of Thera without locking into the whole stack. Lower friction to start, easier to expand, and built for the business owner who doesn't have a full team running the implementation. Thera has 4 pillars: global payroll, with US employees across all 50 states, contractor payments in 150 or more countries, multiple currencies are supported, and 5 payment methods. Treasury, for cash and FX across borders. Spend management, like corporate cards and expenses, and invoicing, accounts payable and receivable. Everything a company needs to manage money moving in and out in one platform.
There's a few reasons why you might prefer an ecosystem versus going and stitching together a bunch of different point solutions. One, you get full visibility into the health of your business on one platform. You get a consistent experience across your entire stack. And then 3, your cash flow is fully optimized with our platform. We have the best rates across payroll, across banking, across spend management. So you know that you're getting the most out of every dollar that's flowing through your business.
Akhil's comparison is what Wise did in consumer remittance via transparent pricing, global reach, and being built around how people actually send money instead of legacy bank infrastructure, is what Thera is building in the B2B payment space for SMBs, with better rates because the whole stack lives in one place. That's an economic argument that point solutions structurally cannot make. Now, here's a question that's harder than it looks. Who's actually building the financial infrastructure for SMBs? It's not the enterprise team at Rippling. They're optimizing for the Fortune 500 budget cycle. It's not Deal or Gusto. Both have moved up market, chasing compliance revenue from companies with real IT departments. The SMB founder running 20 contractors across 6 time zones is an afterthought in every internal strategy memo at those companies right now. So who has both the payments infrastructure knowledge and a personal reason to care about this problem? Turns out it's this guy.
Started with a Flappy Bird clone, was taken off the market, and then a Words with Friends cheat.
Akhil grew up in North Jersey. He started coding in middle school and, while studying abroad in the UK, built one of the first peer-to-peer payment apps in the country. Venmo didn't exist there at the time. He saw a gap, built something real, and shipped it. Then he came back to the US and went to work for someone else. First at Capital One, then Amazon. There he rebuilt core systems powering Amazon Prime and led 2 teams. He re-architected tons of legacy infrastructure.
Corporate America is extremely stifling to an entrepreneur or a builder, and there's so much red tape. I wrote probably more around why code change needed to be made versus actual code when I was there.
Akhil realized he was someone who understood the infrastructure gap from the inside and spent 5 more years watching bureaucracy compound the exact problems he'd already solved once. So when COVID hit, he left and got into YC.
Pivoted after we got into YC to build a financial OS for SMBs, one platform to manage your entire business.
The argument for Akhil as the right builder is clear, and the market agreed.
Luckily, post demo day, we raised $3 million, and over the past year and a half, we had our existing investors double down and put in an additional 1.5. We've been 4x last year, on track to 3x this year.
Hundreds of millions in payroll processed annually for thousands of workers worldwide, mostly from referrals.
Referrals are our biggest channel, so a lot of it is just growing organically without much spend going towards that, which has been great to see. Like, our NPS is astronomical.
In a category where the standard user experience is a compliance headache, referral-driven growth means founders see a product that actually works the way they do. Here's what I want you to take away, and it goes past Thera specifically. The unbundling era built real value, but it also left an entire segment of the market underserved. SMBs are using tools built for companies 10 times their size, or ones that were built so long ago they no longer work the way modern companies do, which is globally distributed, contractor heavy, and often with multiple currencies. And AI is accelerating that shift. The cost of building vertically integrated solutions is dropping fast. What Parker Conrad proved with Rippling was that this works at enterprise scale. What Akhil is now proving with Thera is that it can apply to SMBs as well.
We're of the belief that we're going to start to see a lot more of these, what I call ecosystem startups, or said differently, compound startups. And so Thera was born.
The era of 12 finance apps isn't ending because someone built a better Gusto. It's ending because the infrastructure cost of vertical integration has dropped so low that a 2-person team can now build what used to take a decade. That's what Thera represents, the rebundling. So if you're running a company in multiple countries, or you're just tired of looking at 5 different financial tools every time you have to run payroll, Thera is worth a look. I literally use it for all of my companies. So I'll drop the link in the description. And don't forget to subscribe and check back next week. Each Saturday morning, I share the founding journey of a new venture-backed startup that's trying to change the world. See you in the next one.